Okay, if your man is anything like mine, he feels like he could do all of his grocery shopping at a 7-Eleven.
It's understandable.
I mean, it's a good thing you have me in your life.
I love 7-Eleven. It's my favorite store.
He makes multiple stops a day, which is fine, but also when you're trying to eat cleaner and be a little more health conscious, like you've been.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, I've asked her a bunch of times how to eat on a road trip or traveling. And donuts and Doritos are my go-to.
I'm gonna teach him some better ways, and I'm gonna hopefully teach you some of the best, healthiest options that you could find at a convenience store, a 7-Eleven, you can run into a Walgreens, so we can kind of simplify this process when you are on the go. No. Look at all the added sugars. There's 39 grams of added sugars. Let's go for something like this. Added sugars are 0, okay? Much better choice. Plus, it is cold pressed, way better option. Oh, God. As much as I love these, let's opt for something like a popcorn chips, popcorn, or veggie chips that have no additives or artificial flavors or preservatives. Give me those Doritos. As delicious as these are, they have all kinds of dyes, specifically red 40, blue 1, yellow 5. These dyes are terrible and very toxic for you. Put these back. Now let's see if he passes the trail mix test.
Hey Brian, how'd you like that?
Listen, a lot of added sugars. There's a bunch of extra dyes, preservatives in here. Let's look for something a little smarter, like this. The ingredients are just nuts, fruit, a little bit of chocolate. There is 1 gram of added sugar. Put this back.
I'll come back for you later.
I know you're a sucker for jerky.
Yeah.
Make your choice.
I mean, I gotta go old school with it. Slim Jim.
Hey, that is not it.
Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
Snap into the Slim Jim guy.
I know it's protein, but first place to look is the ingredients. This is grass-fed beef, pork raised without antibiotics. This has MSG in there, there's corn syrup in there, and all kind of additives that make it not the best choice. You could still get 13 grams of protein, which is actually even more than this, and less crap that your body doesn't like and is harder for it to process. Real. Which of these bars would you pick?
Easy.
Easy, he's saying.
Quest bar, cookies and cream from a nutrition company. Boom.
This is a really hard one to navigate because most health protein bars are highly processed. When you take a look at the ingredients, count how many ingredients you can't pronounce. Now, hear me out.
I'm a linguist, though.
Opting for something that has only real full food ingredients and limited added sugars, or simply fruit, apple and mango. That's it. There's no extra weird ingredients. There's no highly added preservatives or processed foods in there. Now, if this is gonna have 6 grams of sugar, that doesn't have much sugar in it. However, there's a lot of extra crap in there to compensate and sweeten it. And you're kind of better off just having the real ingredients instead of a bunch of chemicals. Am I right?
I mean, if you want to ruin my life.
Hey. See, this is a nice snack haul.
Seriously? That decline for
Quality. You're welcome.
Thanks.
See, look, that's a really good looking bag of snacks. That's not bad. We're barely sacrificing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not what I would get, but I might live longer. I still slid one past you.
Did you?
You can't go to 7-Eleven. Get some Reese's family size minis, but I'm gonna eat all of them.
Listen, sometimes you have to treat yourself, but for the most part, we like to live by the 80-20 rule, and most of this is clean, and we can feel good about our snacks now that we're on the road.
Yeah, I mean, after I eat all these other ones, I'm gonna feel healthy, and then I'll eat these.
Can't take you anywhere. Okay, so we're picking it up here. It was getting a little awkward at the 7-Eleven. There was some people coming in. They were looking at us a little strange. So take a look at some of my choices, eh? And I will go through in detail why these were the winners. So essentially, we all want to know, what is the best possible scenario if I'm on the road, if I just need something, a quick grab. We don't always have time to like bring our meal prep with us or to stop somewhere healthy. However, there are tons of really, really solid healthy options. And I was actually really surprised. This was actually a smaller 7-Eleven, and there was still a ton of really good variety of healthy choices. So one thing that I will always say as kind of a rule of thumb, you go into a convenience store, first place you should start looking is like the refrigerated section. That's gonna have the most fresh options for you, the most whole food ingredients, right? So obviously there's fruit. Every gas station is gonna have bananas, apples. This one had watermelon chunks as well, and I was actually really surprised to see some sliced fruit options. So that's always a great option. We also had some Chobani Greek yogurt. So this is a Greek yogurt. It's a peach flavored Greek yogurt. And this is not only great because it has live and active culture, so it's giving you a little bit of a gut health boost. There's naturally occurring probiotics and nice bacteria in there that actually can help replenish your gut microbiome. But it also is very high in protein. So a choice like this is really, really good. One rule of thumb in general, especially when you're shopping at a convenience store or on any labels, is make sure you're looking at the added sugars though. So make sure you're kind of opting for something that isn't crazy out of control for sugars. Sophia is here waiting for her treat, right? Sophia, she's just waiting for her snack, waiting for me to drop one of these things. And she doesn't care about added sugars, by the way. She doesn't care at all. She will eat whatever I put in front of her. So Chris was trying to, in the gas station, grab a fruit juice. It just looked like a run-of-the-mill fruit juice. He's like, what's wrong with this? It's just fruit juice, right? Well, again, you have to look at the added sugars. So this has 31 total sugars because it has strawberry, banana, watermelon, apple, tart cherry, beet. So there's fruit in there, but these are naturally occurring sugars, and there are 0 added sugars. So anytime you can find something that is cold pressed and organic in the gas station, grab it and run, because honestly, it's a lot better than a lot of the super sugary drinks, added sugars, tons of extra ingredients and sweeteners, and actually it's not really normally 100% juice. Typically you'll look at the label and it'll say something like, 3% actual juice. The rest of it is just filler, preservatives, not good for you, sugary water essentially that they're mixing it with. This is 100% juice. So look for something that is the real deal. Another thing in the refrigerated section that's a great, especially if you have like a savory craving, is just these little bag pickles. Sometimes they have them in slices. The slices are great too because you can just eat them like little pickle chips. But I love that they have these options. Okay, now let's get into the chips. I am such a chip person. I actually can't have chips in the house. Like, I will eat all of them. I will eat them. I will eat your serving. I will lick my fingers after. I have no shame when it comes to chips. So it's kind of like a danger for me. It's a little bit of my Achilles heel sort of a thing. But if you can find healthier versions of chips that can kind of satisfy that craving, the crunch, the savory, the flavor, the finger looking good, I have found a few options here that are actually decent options. Okay, one reason why I like these is it has a lot of vegetable ingredients, including potatoes, but it's 30% fat than most kind of leading chip brands, right? So it's just more of like a health conscious chip option. There's actually also no added preservatives or unnatural flavors, which is nice. Skinny Pop or popcorn, like healthy popcorn options are great as well because not only are they kind of filling, there's actually a good source of dietary fiber in them. You feel like you're eating more food than you are. You can kind of fill up with less calories. Like this has 150 calories in this. You want to know how many are in like a Doritos bag? I think it's like something like 300. So these are little popcorners. All this is just straight up corn. They have a little added flavoring to them. It is not fried, which is definitely a better option. So anytime you can get something popped or baked in terms of chips, it's a lot better option than the fried chips, okay? A lot less fat, a lot less crap. Now listen, I am a Cooler Ranch Doritos kind of gal all day. Listen, I love it. I'm not gonna hate on you for liking Doritos. I'm not gonna even hate on you if you choose Doritos. I still treat myself from time to time, but you really do have to look at the ingredients. The first place you gotta look, especially when you're at the convenience store, is to look at the ingredients first and foremost. You have to look at the dyes that are in the ingredients. There's a lot of these artificial dyes that are terrible for you. So these are food additives and dyes that are red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6. Those are some big ones to look out for. They're terrible for you. Do a little bit of research on them. It's actually one of the things about Doritos is they make them very, very addicting. It's like a hard habit to stop. A lot of these additives that they include in some of these harmless snacks are designed to get you addicted, literally. So watch out for them. There's a lot of harmful parts about this. There's a lot in Cheetos, Flaming Hot Cheetos, Doritos. There's a lot of the bigger chip brands use these artificial preservatives and very harmful substances. So just stay away. Opt for something healthier like these. And they're actually really delicious and a lot better for you. Another one of my go-tos every time I go on a road trip or stop at the convenience store is I go to the nuts and seeds section. So I am a huge sucker for pistachios. Now typically the original pistachios that are not flavored, just roasted and salted, are gonna be a lot better for you. Occasionally, I'll do like the barbecue flavor or the chili roasted because they just taste really good, okay? But you do need to look at the sodium and the additives. Now, this is a great brand. They don't add any extra crap, and it's actually very satisfying. One thing that I will say when it comes to nuts is you really have to look out for the serving size as well because they're very calorie dense. So if you were to eat this entire bag, it would be 380 calories total, and it would be 30 grams of fat. So it depends on what your goals are. It depends on what your macros need to look like, but just watch out for that. I would maybe start with like half of a bag or even just a small handful as your snack. Trail mix is another one of those very misleading snacks that you're like, oh, it's healthy and there's just nuts and whatever. Look out for the added sugars because so many different healthy trail mix concoctions have so much added sugar in there that you're basically like eating a candy bar. You might as well just go get a Twix. One of the reasons why I liked this trail mix versus one of the other ones that Chris selected is there's only 6 grams of total sugars in here and only 1 gram of added sugars. So the sugar that is in here is from just the natural fruits, and there's a little bit of cacao and chocolate in there. But there's not just like coated in sweeteners. Another option is sunflower seeds. Now again, this is another calorie dense selection, so you have to make sure that your serving size is under control. But typically, seeds that are actually in the shell can be a lot more healthy than ones that are not. Plus, when they're shelled, you have to do the work to get them out of it, and it's a lot less tempting to go overboard in your servings. And I also like this one because it was reduced sodium, so you know that you're not just loading on the salt. Now, as for the bars are extremely hard to navigate because there's so many health food bars and fitness bars and protein bars out there that claim to be great for you. And then you look at the ingredients and there's 20 different ingredients that you literally can't pronounce. It's full of a ton of preservatives, additives, and chemicals that are really hard for your body to actually break down. Not to mention either artificial sweeteners that are terrible for your gut or just tons of added sugar. Here are a couple bars that I like instead. Simply Kind bars are really a good option. You look at the ingredients, it's just almonds, peanuts, it's glucose syrup, rice flour, there's unsweetened chocolate. I mean, it's pretty minimal ingredients. They're all whole food ingredients. And it's not terrible for you. It has a low glycemic index, not super high in sugar. This has 6 grams of sugar, right? So not a bad choice. And it actually does kind of feel like you're eating a candy bar. I like these bars. If you're gonna get a bar, I would just go for one that has minimal ingredients. Like this literally has mangoes and apples. That's it. And again, you really wanna look at the ingredients list first. That's where you want to go. There's not any added extra sugars. There's not added preservatives or anything. It's just pure, real food. Now, for good protein choices, gas stations usually will have like a tuna, which super high in protein. I like to make sure I look and see if it has the wild caught on there. So that's nice to know. And literally you're getting 22 grams of protein right here. Cool, love it. There's also beef jerky. So there's a lot of different types of beef jerky. You really have to look out for MSG in a lot of these and a lot of the preservatives and the additives. And usually they're packed with sodium. So you have to kind of watch that. It is a good source of protein. It's just easy to just get this nice little stick of protein. But one reason why I like this one over some of the other more traditional ones like Jack Links and things like that is that this is made with pork raised without antibiotics and grass-fed beef. There's sea salt in there, there's some seasoning, and that's it. There's no MSG. It's not gonna be terrible for you. It is 13 grams of protein. So this is a great choice as opposed to some of the other brands out there. So hopefully this gave you some insight. Hopefully this will help you next time you find yourself in a lurch, you're on the go, and you're still wanting to stick to your goals. Now, if you are working from a Fit with Whit program, you know that you can mix and match and improvise with your meal plan and basically choose foods that work for you and your lifestyle because it's find your fit. It's really about, okay, are you staying within the macros and the calories that I want you to be at in order for you to build muscle and maintain your body composition that we're looking for? That's the biggest thing. You are not beholden to any one specific menu. You can choose what makes you happy and really try to scratch the itch of these little cravings that you get for snacks and munchies with some clean options, just being mindful about what you're putting into your body. I hope this helped. If you like this video, please share it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.